Hey guys, so first of all, don't mind what I look like right now, and don't mind the quality of this video, or like my setup, like my background and all that. I just wanted to make a rant video, and I wanted to set up and have like a normal video setting, but I am not feeling my best today, or at all this week, so I'm gonna be in bed pretty much all week. Until my birthday, probably. Yeah, until my birthday, which is this Saturday, and today is Tuesday. And I don't know if I'm going to upload this today or not either, so I probably will. But anyway, so I want to make this rant video, and it's basically about churches. Now, okay, I identify myself as, like, I believe in a higher God, higher authority, but I don't believe in like a certain kind, but I believe that there is one. And we all kind of have like the same God, but we all have different names for them, or there's different, not gods, but people that are like right below him. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I think the term for that is agnostic or something like that, but I don't want to like label because I don't know much about being agnostic, or however you say it, so I don't want to label myself until like I actually do research on it. But I used to be like full-on Christian, but I feel like the term Christian is like taken to a whole nother level of Christianity nowadays, so I don't like to call myself Christian because there's so many aspects of that. It's complicated to explain, but basically I go to church on Sundays, or at least when I can on Sundays, but I don't know. I used to go to church every single Sunday. I used to go to Bible study on Wednesdays. I used to sing in the choir and everything. I used to be very, very involved with church, and I loved it. And I still love going to church, and I do want to get involved in it more again. But I haven't found like my church. So, especially since I don't have like a stable place where I live, because either I'm home or like I'm in North Carolina with my grandparents like for the summer, or I'm at school, which is like 40 minutes away from home. So I haven't found like my permanent church. But like I said, I used to go to church every Sunday and all that, and I went to this church that was like down the street where I used to live. And I live like 20 minutes away from where I used to live, so not that far. Well, if you know where Smyrna, Georgia is, I used to live in Smyrna, but now I live in Atlanta. So, yeah. But anyway, so I went back to my childhood church, and I don't know if I want to say the name in the video. If I do, then it'll probably be later, but for now I'm not going to say it. But I went to a church in Smyrna, and it's kind of a big church, kind of. It used to be packed every single Sunday. And when I went there, I realized that not a lot of people went here anymore. So I was like, okay, well, it won't be that crowded, but that's fine. You know, I'm okay with small churches. I've been in really, really small churches, like from the start. I've been in medium-sized churches. I've been in large churches, everything. And I don't really mind, because, you know, you're all there to, you know, praise the Lord and, you know, just make yourself a better Christian, or whatever religion that you are. So I get there, and it's probably like a couple minutes or a song or two into the service, because most churches start off with like singing a song, or like, I don't know, but that's what all the churches I've gone to have done. They've all started out with singing a few songs, and then they start the actual service. So, you know, I'm singing, blah blah blah, I'm clapping my hands and listening, closing my eyes, and praying silently to myself, and just trying to feel the love that I usually always feel whenever I'm at church or at home or whatever, whenever I'm thinking about God or anything like that. So it was just weird being back there, first of all, because I hadn't been there in years. Like this specific church, I hadn't been there in years, since I was probably middle school, maybe elementary school, and I just didn't feel the feeling that I usually feel whenever I'm in a church. Now, usually when I go to church, I feel like a connection to God. Like, I feel it in my heart, I feel it in my soul, and it's just like this loving feeling being in a room full of people that love God just as much as you do. And it's such a wonderful feeling. Like, if you haven't felt it or felt something like that, it doesn't have to be like religion-wise, but like just being in a room full of people and knowing that you all share that same connection, the same love, is such just a wonderful feeling. It's a blessing to have that feeling. So I didn't feel that when I was there, and automatically I was like, that's kind of weird. Maybe it's just because I haven't been here in years, and some people know me because my mom still goes there sometimes, but she usually goes to the church that she works at. But yeah, and I was like, maybe it's just because I haven't been here in a couple years, and like I'm here with my mom, and I haven't went to church with my mom, and I don't even know how long, probably since the last time I had went there. So, because I usually go with friends or like my grandma or something like that. Anyway, so after the songs were done, the pastor came out and we said a prayer and we sat down. First of all, when the pastor walked out, tell me why. Like, I know what he looks like. I remember because it was the same pastor since when I was little. He looks like Donald Trump. Let me just say that. He looks like Donald Trump. So I was just like, okay, well. And whenever I'm in a church, I think two-sidedly. Like, I love reading the Bible. I love learning about Christianity and everything like that. But there's still that part of me that's like, there's certain aspects of this in Christianity that are just, there's no right way to be Christian, but I also believe that there is a wrong way to be Christian. So, I don't know. But anyway, I will get more into it. So, the pastor is just talking and, talking about his, like most pastors have like a goal of things that they want to talk about that Sunday. And I'm pretty sure he did. And he was just talking about stuff. And, later on we get into the topics of like women, sexualities, and stuff like that. So, I started to get so turned off from coming back to this church, and I'll tell you why. So, one of the things is he was talking about marriage and relationships and sex and all that. And that's like a topic that a lot of people talk about. People talk about it daily. A lot of people talk about it in religion-wise. And a lot of religions believe that you should not have sex before marriage, no premarital sex or anything like that. And if you want to follow that, then you follow that. And that's your personal preference, and that's what you believe in. So he was saying that women cannot be dominant, and men should find women that are bad, like aren't following their pathway to Christ, bring them to church and force them to be led in the right pathway. What? First of all, you can't force anyone to be religion. That is up to them, what they want to do. If you somehow find your spouse that is in the same religion as you and believe the same things you do or want to learn more, then but you don't force them. But he was saying that he was just basically leading onto the track that women cannot be dominant, and we're always listening to what women say. And he mentioned how his mom, like how guys are mama's boys, and so when they don't have like a fatherly figure, of course their mother is that household authority, and he just didn't believe that it was right that women have the household authority. And I was like, excuse me? Like, I said it out loud. I wasn't close to the front enough for him to hear me. I was like in the middle section. I was in the middle section, in the middle, if that makes sense. So, oh, excuse me. I wasn't close enough for him to hear me, and I don't even think I said it that loud. I barely remember because I was so annoyed. And when I get annoyed, it kind of feels like I black out a bit, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, but I did remember everything that he said. But he's basically saying that women are not dominant. First of all, women can be very dominant. There are women doms. There are single mothers that are going to be the household authority, and they raise their children just as perfectly as a married couple would be. I would rather be a single parent than be with a man that's like abusing me or trying to take off the authority and won't even let me. Like, I know there's some couples that their husband won't even let them work. That's not up to you if your wife wants or girlfriend wants to work. She's trying to earn her own money. She's trying to make a living, and you can't just stop her from doing that. Like me personally, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, but that's my choice. But I'm going to school right now so that I have a backup plan just in case I do need to work or something in my relationship does happen and I need to find a job, or you know, I have a backup plan of money saved up. So I definitely want to work up until I do have kids so that I have money saved not only for myself, but for my kids and for me to survive, and emergency money. And it was such a stupid thing for him to say, and he just kept going on and on about it. And that's another thing. He was so opinionated. And I believe that if you are going to be a pastor or to preach to a group of people about the Bible, you cannot be opinionated like that. Sure, you can have your opinions, either keep them to yourself or have a private conversation with your friends. Don't say that into a room full of people. And I feel like that's why parents, mostly parents, get so brainwashed in religions. Because of course you have your belief, you know, the Bible says this, the Bible says that, and you believe that, and that's okay. But you cannot force your children to do certain things. You can guide them or tell them this is, you know, what I believe in and this is what this says, but you have to be safe and blah 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 blah. But for you to brainwash a group of people about something, this is what's tearing the world apart, because these churches are telling people these things that they believe is the right thing, like how they say, I don't know, like, for example, the woman thing, women cannot be doms. You're telling that whole group of people that they cannot be dominant, that whole group of ladies and women, that they cannot be dominant and that men are allowed to take charge. That is what you're telling them. And another thing, there's more topics. Another topic that he was talking about was transgender bathrooms. Now that is a huge conversation right now, because there is a law that there's transgender bathrooms that are going to be created, and I'll say my opinion on that later. But he was saying that it's stupid that this is even happening, and like he was like making fun of men who transition to women. Like he was literally making fun of transgender people, and what the hell? I don't remember exactly what he said on this topic, but I just know that he was making fun of people and saying like transgender bathrooms are stupid and you shouldn't, like he was saying that parents are the cause of people being transgender, saying that their mothers wanted a girl, so they started dressing their boy that was born in girl clothing, and that's what caused their sons to transition. And then he was saying that women are becoming men and looking better than us. Sir, I will gladly go up there and punch you in the face. I literally wanted to go up there and steal the mic and say, this dude is literally brainwashing you. He is brainwashing you. Sure, there are mothers out there that do dress their sons in girl clothing, and usually it happens at an age where the child is old enough to say, oh, I want to wear this, I want to wear that. And if my child was to say that to me, if my son was to say, I want to wear this dress or this princess dress, go ahead and we'll go out in public and I will take you out in public. I don't care what you want to wear. You want to be yourself. That is who you are. And just because a parent dresses their son in dresses their son in girl clothing, and doesn't mean they are forcing it, and doesn't mean that is the cause of a man wanting to be transgender. On my opinion of transgender bathrooms, I feel like it was a topic, but it wasn't as big of a topic now. Now that they're trying to make it a law and change the actual bathrooms, I feel it's kind of stupid. And listen, don't like send me hate or anything, or get upset, because I have transgender friends, and I support transgender people. I'm a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it wasn't like a huge topic. And I feel like people who were transgender or who were transitioning went into their preferred bathrooms most of the time. And of course there was problems where you couldn't, or yeah, where they couldn't, like if it was obvious that they weren't completely transitioned yet, people could stop them, they could get bullied, but most of the time, I know a lot go into their own preferred bathrooms. But now that it's a topic, I believe that the rape culture is just gonna go up. I feel like now that people believe that because there's transgender bathrooms, just because, like, let me use for example, if a man was to dress up as a woman and someone was to try to stop him and go into the bathroom and be like, well, I'm transgender and I can go into my correct bathroom. And it won't actually be a transgender person. It'll be a grown man going into the bathroom and wanting to rape other people. And there's children that go in there by themselves sometimes. Imagine that happening and there's children in there by themselves. And especially since rape is, I don't know, it's so sad that we live in a world like this where every time we try to fix something, something else goes up. And I understand that's just life, but it sucks that because transgender people want to have a right just to use their own preferred bathrooms, that the rape culture is most likely going to go up. And it's a shame that people think that this is an opportunity to go rape young women or young boys or grown women, grown men, whatever happens. Hopefully, oh my gosh, I really hope this doesn't become an issue, but it is an issue that I think about on the daily basis. But yeah, transgender, that's another thing he's talking about, and women not being doms. He talked about something else. I'm trying to remember. Oh. Premarital sex and lesbian and gay couples. He was saying that being gay and lesbian is wrong. And I understand that the Bible says something like that. I've never, for myself, have read it. I think maybe a couple times, but like, it was like that one section or something. I understand the Bible says that, but the Bible also says love all people. And if you are a true Christian, you are supposed to be accepting and loving everyone. That is the way I have grown up. That is the way that I have heard. That is the way I have read. And it doesn't matter what someone does, you should always show them love and try to help them or anything. And I'm not help like as in try to help them be straight, because I'm pansexual. Like, I don't believe that everyone has to be straight. There was a period of time where I only thought I was going to marry women, but that's a whole other topic. But anyway, yeah, it's just like, why are you getting so mad over gay and lesbian couples? They aren't bothering you. If they get married, you're not going to the wedding. You don't even know them. It's not that serious. And for you to tell a group of people that gay and lesbian, etc. people are wrong, what is wrong with you? And again, back to the brainwashing. This is why parents are like this. This is why a lot of religious parents are like this. Mostly Christian parents are like this. And there is a percentage of Christian parents that are accepting and loving. They have gay and lesbian or whatever children, and they love their children to death. They love their child's spouse or partner or boyfriend or girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever the case may be. It's so sad that we live in a world like this. There was another topic. I don't know, but basically, I just feel like I feel like when I went to that church, I automatically felt a bad atmosphere, and this is what causes, such a bad society. Why our generation's parents are like this, and there's some people even in our generation now that are the same age as us that feel this way. And that's because they're growing up like this in a church that's like this. And I will never, ever, ever go to this church again. Ever. Because ever since I was little, I knew what was right and what was wrong. I don't know why. I'm an independent person. I like to learn on my own and all that. And I always believe that a woman can be with a woman, a man can be with a man. People can be any gender that they want to. I always believe that. And I didn't learn that from my household, because I grew up in a Christian household. I grew up in that church too. So I realize now that is why it pushed me so far away from church, and why I stopped going for so long. And then I've always loved learning about religions and reading the Bible and, learning about God and being closer to God. I've always loved doing all that, but going to that church, it just pushed me away from it. And I turned 19 in a couple days, and as I've grown older, there's so many more things that I learned throughout life, but I've always known that what's right and what's wrong. And like I said about Christianity, I believe there's never a right way to be a Christian, because everyone has their different beliefs, but there is a wrong way. There definitely is a wrong way. And that wrong way is not being accepting and loving to everything and everyone, no matter what they do. Everyone deserves forgiveness, and only if they want it. Oh, another thing about forgiveness, he mentioned how, like, oh my god, I feel like he thinks he's such a higher authority because he's a pastor, and like he just feels so strong because he's preaching to all these people and they believe him and stuff. Because he said, his wife came out and told this. Yeah, so in the past year, he's told 3 people that if they don't change their life right now, then something bad is going to happen to them if they don't go to church and pray to God and ask for forgiveness. And then they died. They died like that day or the next day. And I was like, do you realize how you sound right now? You sound like you are the devil in the church, and you are putting curses on people that aren't following you. And I feel like you're trying to get these people to come to you so you can help them and brag about how much you're helping these people, when in reality you aren't. And just because you got saved at 29 years old because you used to drink and do drugs and party all the time and have sex all the time, and just because you change yourself, that doesn't mean that you're all that special. It just means that you changed. It doesn't mean that you're any more special than anyone else in this world, and you're not that high of authority like God. Yes, you're trying to spread the word, but you are doing it in a wrong way, sir. And I wish I could tell him that. If I was to say the title of this video, it'd probably get spread eventually, and he would see it. And guess what? I wouldn't care, because guess what? It's true. You're spreading it wrong. And it's stupid that you're spreading it to all these people, and they're trying to spread it to their kids, and they either feel helpless or they try to spread it. So many bad things happen. So many bad outcomes from churches like this. But yeah, I just believe that all of this was just stupid. I want to share my experience from church this past Sunday, which was the 15th of May. I just wish that I gave him a piece of my mind. I told my mom, I was like, no, I did not like it. He was very opinionated. He liked to put his own opinions in there, and that's not how you should be teaching others. And there's children in there too, like my age, maybe younger. And I told my mom I'm not going there again until next week. We are going to her church where she works, and I know a lot of people there, and hopefully it's not the same experience, but it just sucks that even happened. But yeah, that was my rant. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry this video got so long, but if you actually stayed and watched this entire video, thank you. I have new videos out every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I have a new video that will be out this Thursday, so hope you guys are excited. Follow me down on any social media down below, and subscribe to me if you want to be alerted anytime I have a new video up. And yeah, Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.